Yeah. What's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here continuing to cook up and break down some of this NBA action. Welcome back to the best NBA betting podcast on the planet. Money Making Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, y'all know me. I always call a spade a spade. I tell you what it is and what it ain't. I tell you when I'm red hot. I tell you when I'm kicking the crap out of the books. And I also tell you when the books are getting the best of me. And last night, man, they got me. They got me last night. I believe I went 0-4 on my premium plays last night. I had the Denver Nuggets as my top play of the night, laying the huge number, 14.5. They end up losing outright. I'm shocked. I'm floored. I was genuinely shocked that they lost that game. It was a great spot for them. Rest advantage at home, at the crib. The Bulls were on the back end of a back-to-back with travel, heading to elevation following an overtime loss. What a spot it was, and the Nuggets just didn't come through. That's gambling for you, ladies and gentlemen. I lost with the Oklahoma City Thunder. I felt like they were up 50 at the end of the first quarter. They ended up winning the game by 15, I believe, or laying 17. So lost that one. I had the Mavericks. That was a bad play. The Mavericks was a bad play. They were on the back end of a back-to-back with travel following an overtime game. The reason I bet the Mavericks yesterday is I just felt in my stomach that was a house of disappointment spot. You know how many times I've seen Minnesota lay an egg in that spot? You know how many times I've seen that happen? So I felt like that was the case last night, but it wasn't. Shout out to the Timberwolves. They came through, got it done. And then my other loss was the 76ers laying the points. I had them laying 5.5. They asked around, was trash all game, was losing. They were down pretty much 8-10 points the entire game. Turned up late fourth quarter, got up at 5. VJ Edgecombe, was it VJ or Tyrese? I think it was VJ. Missed a couple free throws for a chance to get up and over the number. They ended up winning by like 2. So that was my night last night, man. Was what it was, be what it be. Looking to bounce back tonight, looking to get back on the right track, looking to do what I do, which is kick the crap out of the books, betting hoops. I will always be 1,000,000% transparent with you guys on this show. When I'm hot, I'm going to tell you I'm hot. When I'm cold, I'm going to tell you I'm cold. When I'm seeing it well, I'm going to tell you I'm seeing it well. When I'm not, I'm going to tell you I'm not. Last night, I don't think any of the reads were bad. I just don't think the result followed. There's a difference. So I say all that to say, we got 6 games tonight, man. I'm ready to break it down, let you guys know my thoughts, opinions, and how I see tonight's action playing out. I do have an NBA Jam Session play, a play that I love a whole lot tonight. And I will have a pretty penny on it. You guys can get on that play with me over at Pickdawgz Premium, or you can just continue to watch this show and let's rock out and let's do what we do. So without further ado, let's make some money tonight. Let's hop right into tonight's NBA action. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get her done. First game on the board. We got the Golden State Warriors out on the road facing the Orlando Magic. Magic are 3.5-point home underdogs, total 223.5. First, let's talk injuries for Golden State. DeAnthony Melton, he's out. Jonathan Kuminga, he's out. Buddy Hield, game time decision for Orlando. Jalen Suggs, game time decision. Paolo Banchero, he's out. Mo Wagner still out for them as well. Golden State, this team is playing well. They've won 4 of their last 5. Their only loss in that 5-game stretch was on the road at Oklahoma City. They've won 3 straight. They went into San Antonio, won that game 125-120. Played them 2 nights later in San Antonio again, NBA Cup night. Beat them again in that spot, 109-108. And then they flooded New Orleans last time we seen them. So the Warriors are now coming off 3 straight road wins. And it's with watching how they've played recently, it's no surprise that they're favored here on the road in Orlando. I think the general masses still believe the Warriors are the better basketball team. They have the more household names, Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, of course, Steph Curry. I still don't trust the Warriors on the road. I wish the Magic were healthy in this one. If the Magic were healthy, I would take them outright money line. But in a spot like this, even without Paolo Banchero, I'm going to take the Magic here, ATS, getting up and over a bucket in our back pocket. I know they're on the DNB. This is a chance for them to come off of the do not bet list. Y'all know I love betting the Orlando Magic. Especially at home at the crib. That's where we've come to know and love and trust them over the past 3 to 4 seasons here on this show. Fading the Warriors isn't fun. They are playing a good brand of basketball. Ever since we saw Jimmy go off on them in the locker room, Draymond was a little upset following that Oklahoma City loss. The team has played with a different fire. But I think this is a good spot to fade them in Orlando. Orlando's a really good team. I'm still really high on Orlando. I am. I still think Orlando can win the East. I believe that wholeheartedly. And getting up and over a bucket with them in this spot just feels like a good spot to take them. I was impressed with how they played the Houston Rockets out on the road in Houston, their last game out. No Boncaro in that one, and they forced overtime against the Houston Rockets. End up losing that game 117-113, but we know Houston's a different team, monster and animal at home at the crib, so to push them that hard, missing their best player, was a good sign to see. Before that, they had won 3 straight, including a dominant win over the Knicks, 124-107 in Madison Square Garden. The Magic have played better here of recent. I'm starting to like what I'm seeing from them, and I want to take them off the DNB. Here's their chance. Here's their opportunity. No Boncaro, no problem. I still don't trust the Warriors out on the road. I think this is a good spot to fade them. I'm going to grab the points in my back pocket with the Orlando Magic here in our first game of the night. Keep it rolling. Next game up, man, we got the Boston Celtics out on the road facing the Brooklyn Nets. Nets 10.5-point home underdogs in this one, total 223.5. This is probably one of my least favorite games on the card tonight. I'm just not all that interested. Boston is head and shoulders the better basketball team. The Nets did move up in the power rankings. They were 30 of 30 in my NBA power rankings. They're now 29 of 30 as they beat the Wizards. So Wizards move down to 30. Nets move up to 29. Maybe even an argument to move them to 28, move the Pelicans down. But, you know, it is what it is. They're all bad teams. But what I'm saying is I'm not in a rush to lay double digits on the road with Boston. I'm cool on that, man. Is Boston the better team? Yes. But do I want to be caught in this spot laying this many points with them? I don't. I don't even think I would lay double digits with Boston at home. I'm just being honest. So should they kick the crap out of Brooklyn? Yes. Do I think they do? Probably not. It's probably a 6-7 point win for the Celtics. I think the best bet in this game for my prop people, everybody always asking, Jay, can you give out more props? I will try to do so. I like Michael Porter Jr. points over. We saw him go for, 34 last game. We know he's going to get the shot attempts. Nobody else on this team is going to take the shots. Cam Thomas still out, still banged up, still injured. Somebody has to take them, and we know he has absolutely zero problem taking them. So he's going to get the shot attempts. He's going to get the opportunity to get up and over his points total, and I think he does it. Coming off a good game, we know Michael Porter Jr. never swing the rock. Porter Jr., I like him to go up and over his points total. I think it's 23.5 right now, so I see at least a 25-point game from him. And if I were forced to pick a side in this game, it would be a lean for me on the Brooklyn Nets plus the points. Keep it rolling. Next game up, we head over to Atlanta, where the Hawks are 1.5-point home favorites over the Detroit Pistons, total 229.5. Detroit did get a win and cover yesterday. They were at home over the Pacers. They won that game 127-112. They're now on a back end of a back-to-back with travel heading to Atlanta. Atlanta has the rest advantage. Last time we saw the Hawks had beat up on the Phoenix Suns. Not beat up on them, but they beat the Suns in Phoenix 124-122. The Hawks are coming off a pretty significant road trip. Their last 4 games were all out on the road. They played well during that road trip, man. This team is playing well overall. They've won 5 straight, beat the Lakers, beat the Clippers, beat the Kings, beat the Jazz, beat the Suns. Now they return back home in a favorable spot, in the rest advantage spot. Detroit, not fun fading them either, man. This team is red hot. They have the best record in the East currently. They have they've been money ATS thus far this season. They are coming off a pretty significant homestand. Their last 4 games were played at home. And then you got to kind of question the level of competition. Indiana, Philly, Chicago, Washington, Philly. None of those teams are we in love with right now. I think this is a good spot to fade Detroit. Keep an eye on the injury report in this game. Detroit's injury report is ugly. Kay Cunningham, game-time decision. Asar Thompson, game-time decision. Tobias Harris still out. Jaden Ivey still out. Keep an eye on Cade. Keep an eye on Asar. For the Hawks, keep an eye on their injury report as well. Tingus Pingus, a.k.a. Kristaps Porzingis' game time decision. Zechariah Risashe game time decision. And Onike Okongwu is a game time decision as well. Trae Young's still out. I like what I've seen from the Hawks, though, man. I really have. And I'm not in a rush to fade them whatsoever. I'm going to take the Hawks here in the rest advantage spot. Just a good spot to fade Detroit on a back end of a back-to-back with travel. See if Atlanta can keep it rolling. Next game up, we head over to San Antonio, where the Spurs are 6.5-point home favorites over the Memphis Grizzlies. Total 232.5. Let's talk injuries, man. Of course, the news broke yesterday. Victor Wembanyama will miss some time, a couple of weeks, I think is what I saw yesterday. Could be back like at the start of December. Also, Dylan Harper's out for the Spurs. Stephon Castle's out for the Spurs. Jordan McLaughlin's out for the Spurs. On the other side for the Grizzlies, Ty Jerome's out. John Morant's out. Brandon Clark's out. Scottie Pippen Jr.'s out. A lot of injuries in this game. Just looking at who these two teams are, what's been going on. The Spurs are still head and shoulders the better basketball team. Memphis hasn't looked right whatsoever, and I want nothing to do with them. Memphis didn't play well during their homestand, and out on this road trip, they haven't played all that well either. They was beat up by New York, 133-120. Boston took them so far behind the woodshed, it wasn't funny, 131-95. And then Cleveland, they lost in Cleveland, 108-100. I believe they covered in that game, but they lost. So it's their fourth straight road game playing San Antonio. San Antonio, this is going to be their fifth home game, last 6 games. They're comfortable at home and shooting the same rim, same gym. I know Wemby's out, but I think De'Aaron Fox is enough here to beat up on the Memphis Grizzlies, especially at home. So it's a Spurs style play. They're the better team. They should win this game. Don't like all the drama going on with Memphis. Don't like anything going on with Memphis, and I definitely don't want to take them here on the road. Give me San Antonio laying the points here in this one. Keep it rolling. We got the Utah Jazz out on the road facing the Los Angeles Lakers, my favorite team. Lakers are 12.5-point home favorites. This line opened 10.5. I believe it grew to 12.5 because everybody's betting the Lakers. Keep an eye on this injury report, man. Mama, that man could be making his return back to the lineup. The greatest player ever to touch a basketball. LeBron. LeBron James could be returning back to the lineup tonight. It's pretty likely that he does. He's returning back to a Lakers team that's really unfamiliar. Last time he's seen them, I know there's a lot of the same guys, but this team is playing differently without him at the helm. I'm interested to see how things come together again with him coming back into the fold. Will he take that second fiddle role and let Luka continue to be him? Will he take even the third fiddle role with how well Austin Reeves has been balling? Of course, he's the GOAT, but he's 40 as well. So he didn't have to be the number one scoring option. The reason LeBron is the greatest player of all time, though, is because he could play 1 through 5. He could play point guard. He could play center. We've seen him play guard throughout his entire career. And last year for the Lakers, if you didn't know, he was playing center in the postseason. So we've seen him do it all. I think he'll be just fine. I think this Lakers team would be just fine. I think this Lakers team will be dangerous full season. In terms of how it looks right out of the gate, though, I'm not sure I want to be laying 12.5 with them in this spot. Are they better than the Jazz? Yes. Is there a scenario where they come out here and win this game by 30 plus? Of course. They can explode offensively. They have that capable of offensive firepower. But in that same breath, I could see a couple of hiccups. The Utah Jazz are not just a trash, fade them at all cost style team. While we do like betting Utah much more at home, I think they're 6-1 ATS at home in Utah. We've been on them in about 4 of those. We had them the other night against the Bulls in the outright win. They're not the same on the road, but I think this is a good spot for them. This is a bundle of points, and I just feel like this is a spot where the Lakers are overrated and overvalued. You feel me? Can they blow out the Jazz? Yes. Do I expect them to? No, not really. And as I've said a lot, we're still early season. Today marks 1 month since the NBA has been back. Bad teams don't necessarily know they're bad yet. Bad teams aren't outright tanking yet. The only team that's tanking, I think, is the Pelicans. The Wizards are just that bad, and the Nets are just that bad. The only thing that's tanking outright right now is the Pelicans. The Jazz are not. The Jazz, I think, come in here and play the Lakers fairly tough. I like the Lakers. I think the Lakers full season will be better than people think. I think they'll make some noise. I think when LeBron, Luka, Austin Reeves, and the gang get some cohesiveness, watch out. But in terms of how it's going to look night one with everybody back in the fold, expecting them to win by multiple possessions, double digits, I'm just not ready to do that right now. So give me the Utah Jazz. I like how they're playing. I think they keep it competitive. I think they grit it out. I'm going to grab the points here in this one. Last and final game of the night, we got the Phoenix Suns out on the road facing the Portland Trail Blazers. Blazers are 2.5-point home favorites, total 236.5. First, let's talk injuries in this one, as we do usually every game. We're at that point of the NBA. For the Suns, Grayson Allen, he's out, and Jalen Green, he's out. For the Portland Trail Blazers, Scoot Henderson is still out. Drew Holiday's game time decision. Matisse Thybulle is out. And, of course, Damian Lillard's still out. The Portland Trail Blazers team is coming off a significant road trip. They just played 5 straight games out on the road. This team lost 4 of its last 5. Last time we seen them was 2 nights ago, where they lost to the Dallas Mavericks in overtime on the road. The game before that, they got blown out in Houston, 140-116. They did beat the Pelicans, 125-117, lost to Orlando, lost to Miami. I haven't loved what I've seen from Portland. Let's just be honest. We know this team plays much better at home than they do on the road. And I do think they're better than what they've shown recently. I don't want to lay points with them here in this spot, though. The Suns are playing the better basketball. The Suns, I like what I'm seeing from them. This team has won 4 of its last 5. They did lose their last one to the Hawks, 124-122. Good game. Hawks are playing really well, man. We talked about the Hawks earlier. I'm going to keep it rolling with Phoenix here. I think this is a legitimate 50-50 game, and I'm going to just take the team playing the better basketball. That's my argument here in this game. Legitimate 50-50 game. I'm going to take the healthier team, the team playing the better basketball. I know the Suns are missing Grayson Allen and Jalen Green, but I love the defensive intensity that the Phoenix Suns are now playing with. Dylan Brooks has brought a new energy to them, and Devin Booker's back in that role where we love him, that alpha dog role. This is my team. What I say goes. I'm going to set y'all up. I'm going to get a bucket, and we're going to go out here and hoop. Devin Booker Sun-style basketball. That's what I like seeing from them. You know, it's kind of weird. I think this team's better off with KD off the team. It's kind of weird to say out loud, but it's the truth. And I think this is a good spot for them to go and get another road win. I still think that general perception of the Suns is KD left. His team is going to be worse than they were a season ago. Bradley Beal gone. And low-key has been addition by subtraction. They have now allowed their alpha dog, their franchise player, to return back to where he was best at, running the show. So not deferring to another Hall of Famer because the Hall of Famer is that good. You feel me? Give me the Suns. They're just playing the better basketball right now. Don't like what I'm seeing from Portland, and Portland's banged up. I'm going to take the Suns, lay the points. Or not lay the points, but I'm going to grab the points and take them either money line or ATS here on our last and final game of the night. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's all. That concludes another episode of Jay's NBA Jam Session. I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in, watch this show, and watch these episodes. All I ask is that you smash the like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And, of course, I have premium plays over at the site. Last night was not the night I wanted it to be. I got smoked last night. As I said in the intro, bounce back money-making Tuesday, though. And I love tonight's NBA Jam Session play. You guys can scoop that up over at Pickdawgz Premium. Bounce back Jay is usually the best Jay. It's just kind of funny how it happens. So let's do what we do, man. Let's kick the crap out of the books. Let's get back on track. Appreciate y'all more than y'all know, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm out of here. Peace.